In the beginning, everything was in perfect harmony. The world was filled with beauty, peace, and a sense of belonging until a shadow fell and changed everything. Lucifer, once a radiant being of light, allowed pride to take root in his heart. His rebellion against the Creator introduced sin into the universe, shattering the peace that once existed. This act of defiance didn't remain isolated. It spread, reaching humanity in the Garden of Eden, where Adam and Eve lived in innocence and trust. Adam and Eve faced a crucial choice: to trust their loving Creator or to listen to the voice of doubt and temptation. In a moment of uncertainty, they chose doubt over trust. That single act of disobedience broke the intimate relationship between humanity and God, creating a deep rift that could not be easily healed. Sin entered the world, bringing with it suffering, pain, and death. The beauty of Eden was overshadowed by darkness and loss. The world lost its peace. Fear, shame, and guilt took root in the hearts of humanity, replacing innocence with anxiety and regret. Relationships fractured, trust was broken, and the harmony that once united all creation was gone. Every human since has inherited this brokenness, this deep separation from God and from one another, a burden carried through generations. Sin isn't just about our actions, it's about our disconnected state, a spiritual distance that leaves us longing for something more. We're lost, unable to fix ourselves or restore what was lost. No matter how hard we try, the gap remains. Suffering and death are the results, seen everywhere around us, in pain, in loss, in the tragedies that touch every life. This is the world we were born into, a world marked by struggle, longing, and brokenness from the very start. It's a world in desperate need of rescue, searching for hope and restoration, longing for the peace that was lost. Even in humanity's darkest moment, hope remained. God didn't abandon us. He set a rescue plan in motion. We needed a savior, someone to bridge the gap we couldn't cross. Through prophets and kings, God promised a rescuer. This wasn't a vague hope, but a specific promise. God himself would intervene. The heart of this promise? For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son. John 3:16. God's plan was born out of love, not anger. He chose to enter our story, offering a way back to him. The promise was not just forgiveness, but reunion with our Creator. The time came, a moment long awaited, when hope began to break through the darkness like the first rays of morning. For generations, people had clung to the promise, longing for the day it would be fulfilled. And then, quietly and unexpectedly, the rescuer arrived, not as a mighty king or a conquering hero, but as a fragile baby named Jesus, born in the humblest of places. God himself stepped into our world, choosing to become one of us, embracing our humanity in every way. As the scriptures say, the Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. John chapter 1:14. He walked our roads, felt our joys and sorrows, and lived among ordinary people. Jesus experienced every struggle and temptation we face, yet he never sinned, remaining pure and steadfast through every trial. He lived the perfect life we could not, showing us what true obedience and love look like. As both fully God and fully man, he alone could represent us before God and pay the debt we owed. He had to be made like his brothers and sisters in every way. Hebrews 2:17, so that he could truly stand in our place. Through his actions, Jesus revealed the heart of God, showing us true humanity, compassion, and the depth of God's love for us all. His life was a living demonstration of what's possible when we are reconnected with our Creator, filled with hope and purpose. Every step he took, every word he spoke was part of the great rescue. The mission had truly begun, and nothing would ever be the same. Jesus' mission led him to the cross, the ultimate consequence of our sin. He willingly walked this path, knowing the suffering that awaited him because of his deep love for humanity. Each step he took was a step closer to fulfilling his purpose, to offer himself as a sacrifice for us all. He took our punishment, paying the price we owed. The pain he endured was meant for us, yet he bore it without complaint, choosing mercy over judgment. His sacrifice was not just physical, but spiritual, a complete offering of himself. This was the ultimate act of love. No greater love has ever been shown than when Jesus laid down his life for others, even for those who rejected him. His compassion reached beyond the grave, offering hope to all. We're not saved by our efforts, but by accepting Jesus' gift. Salvation is not something we can earn through good deeds or personal achievements. It is freely given to anyone who believes and receives it with a humble heart. I have been crucified with Christ, who loved me and gave himself for me. Galatians 2:20. These words remind us that our old selves are gone, and we now live through faith in him. Through his death, Jesus broke the power of sin and death. The chains that once held us captive have been shattered, and the barrier between us and God has been removed forever. But the story didn't end there. On the third day, he rose. His resurrection was a triumph over darkness, a declaration that life conquers death. His resurrection proved his victory and opened the way to new life. Because he lives, we too can experience true freedom and lasting joy. We no longer have to be slaves to sin. The grip of guilt and shame is broken, and we are invited to walk in the light of his grace. His power is a gift, not something we earn. All we need to do is receive it with gratitude, trusting in his promise to transform our lives. I can do all this through him who gives me strength. Philippians 4:13. With his strength, we can overcome any obstacle and face every challenge with courage. The same power that raised Jesus is available to us. It fills us with hope, renews our spirits, and empowers us to live boldly. The way to victory is open. Because of Jesus' sacrifice and resurrection, we are invited to step forward into a new life, filled with purpose, hope, and unending love. How do we access this new life? Through faith, we trust in what Jesus has done, not our own efforts. God gives us his righteousness in exchange for our brokenness. It's a gift, freely offered to all who receive it. The journey of faith is a process of growth, not instant perfection. God's Spirit lives in us, guiding and empowering real change. His divine power has given us everything we need for a godly life. 2 Peter 1:4. This invitation is for everyone, no matter your past. It begins with a simple choice. Turn to Jesus, let him make you new. This is the start of the greatest adventure, becoming more like him every day.